Here are the most recent deaths in the national news as reported at Legacy.com at the end of December 2025. Visit Legacy.com to read full obituaries for most of the people featured in this video and leave your own condolences on their Legacy page. Actor Pat Finn died December 22, 2025 at his home in Los Angeles. He died after fighting bladder cancer at the age of 60. He had recurring roles on The Middle, Ed, Third Rock from the Sun, and Murphy Brown, and he made memorable appearances on Friends, That 70s Show, and many more. Finn is being remembered for his guest role in a classic Seinfeld episode. He played Joe Mayo, who threw a party where Elaine accidentally threw his fur coat out the window. YouTuber David Adam Williams, better known as Adam the Woo, died December 22, 2025 at his home in Celebration, Florida at the age of 51. He was a YouTube pioneer who spent almost 20 years sharing his adventures at theme parks, movie filming locations, abandoned structures, and more. He brought fans along with him with his catchphrase, "Join me, shall you?" Williams is being remembered for his fun, friendly videos, which many fans watched daily. A note to remember, sometimes personal information, such as someone's cause of death, is not announced immediately by their family or the authorities. When a cause of death has not been officially confirmed, we do not report on rumors. Every family has a right to their privacy. Video game designer Vince Zampella died December 21, 2025 in the San Gabriel Mountains of California. He died in a car accident at the age of 55. An unnamed passenger in the vehicle was also killed. He was the co-founder of the Infinity Ward video game studio, where he co-created the massively popular first-person shooter game Call of Duty. Zampella is also being remembered for his work on the Star Wars Jedi games, Medal of Honor Allied Assault, Titanfall, and many other video game franchises. Footballer John Robertson died December 25, 2025 after a long illness at the age of 72. He was a star of Nottingham Forest Football Club in the 1970s and 80s, helping the team to back-to-back victories at the European Cup final in 1979 and 1980. Robertson is also being remembered as a member of the Scotland national team, including a memorable game against England at Wembley Stadium in 1981 in which he scored the winning goal. Reality TV personality Mickey Lee died December 25, 2025 after suffering a series of cardiac arrests at the age of 35. She was a contestant on season 27 of Big Brother, which just aired this past summer. She made it through week 8 before being evicted from the Big Brother house. Lee is being remembered as a polarizing house guest who inspired both love and hate in viewers. Actress Brigitte Bardot died December 28, 2025 at her home in France at the age of 91. The French star was a major sex symbol of the 1950s, 60s, and 70s, beginning with her role in And God Created Woman and continuing with such films as The Truth, Contempt, and Viva Maria. Bardot is being remembered for leaving the movie industry in 1973 and devoting the rest of her life to advocating for animal welfare. Musician Perry Bamonte died December 24, 2025 at his home in England. He died after a short illness at the age of 65. He was a guitarist and keyboardist for The Cure from 1990 to 2005, then he rejoined the band in recent years. He played on hits like Friday I'm in Love and A Letter to Elise. Bamonte is being remembered as an inductee into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame alongside his bandmates in The Cure. Singer and songwriter Don Bryant died December 26, 2025 at the age of 83. He and his wife, Ann Peebles, co-wrote the Memphis soul classic I Can't Stand the Rain, which she made a hit with her 1973 recording. Bryant is also being remembered for his later work as a vocalist with the Bo Keys. Hockey player Guy Chouinard died December 28, 2025 at the age of 69. He played for the Atlanta and Calgary Flames in the 1970s and 80s, and by the time he was traded to the St. Louis Blues in 1983, he was the Flames' all-time leader in points and assists. Chouinard is also being remembered for his later years as a coach with the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League, racking up the league's most wins as a coach with 515. Actress Melanie Watson died December 26, 2025 in Colorado Springs, Colorado at the age of 57. Born with the rare genetic disorder osteogenesis imperfecta, she became one of the first disabled performers on TV when she took a recurring role on the hit sitcom Diff'rent Strokes as Arnold's friend Kathy. Watson is also being remembered for founding Train Right, an organization that trains shelter dogs to assist people with disabilities. Businessman Lou Gerstner died December 27, 2025 at a hospital in Jupiter, Florida at the age of 83. After spending time in leadership positions at American Express and RJR Nabisco, he became CEO of IBM in 1993 at a time when the technology company was floundering. Gerstner is being remembered for the remarkable turnaround he engineered at IBM, making it a successful company once again. If you haven't seen our 2025 In Memoriam video, it's live now on the Legacy.com YouTube channel. Join me for a look back in tribute at the 75 biggest obituary headlines of the year. Some of the most remarkable obituaries we saw this week at Legacy weren't for celebrities, but for everyday people like you and me. Those include this vibrant New Jersey grandmother, whose volunteer work included mentoring and tutoring kids and serving meals in soup kitchens. This U.S. Army Reserves veteran, who served as president of the American Savings and Loan League and with many community organizations around his hometown of Hartford, Connecticut. And this lifelong adventurer who survived childhood polio, playing with bobcats, and time in prison to become, quote, the best dad and husband imaginable, patient, full-hearted, and a steady force of kindness. At Legacy.com, any family can publish an obituary in honor of a loved one's memory, online and in local newspapers everywhere. Just visit Legacy.com and select your local community. In addition to featuring current deaths in the news, Legacy.com also honors the lives and legacies of notable people who died in the past. Here are some of this week's anniversaries. 4 years ago this week, actress Betty White died at the age of 99. She was a TV star for more than 70 years, beloved for sitcoms like The Mary Tyler Moore Show, The Golden Girls, and Hot in Cleveland. 5 years ago this week, actress Dawn Wells died at the age of 82. She was a sitcom icon of the 60s when she played Girl Next Door Mary Ann on Gilligan's Island. 10 years ago this week, basketball player and minister Meadowlark Lemon died at the age of 83. He was a star of the Harlem Globetrotters from the 1950s through 70s, known as the team's clown prince for his impressive antics like spinning the ball and throwing half-court hook shots. 10 years ago this week, singer and songwriter Lemmy Kilmister died at the age of 70. He spent 40 years as the lead singer and bassist for Motorhead, the pioneering heavy metal band known for songs like Ace of Spades. Actor, singer, and songwriter Davy Jones was born 80 years ago this week. He died in February 2012 at the age of 66. He was one of the Monkees, who found fame with their hit TV series and chart-topping songs like Last Train to Clarksville and Daydream Believer. A new year has just begun, and as we look forward to 2026, we're also looking back to 1926. Here are a few of the unforgettable stars who were born 100 years ago. Actor and comedian Leslie Nielsen was born 100 years ago on February 11, 1926. He died in 2010 at the age of 84. Comedian, actor, and humanitarian Jerry Lewis was born 100 years ago on March 16, 1926. He died in 2017 at the age of 91. Elizabeth II, Queen of the United Kingdom, was born 100 years ago on April 21, 1926. She died in 2022 at the age of 96. Academy Award-winning actress Cloris Leachman was born 100 years ago on April 30, 1926. She died in 2021 at the age of 94. Visionary jazz trumpeter and composer Miles Davis was born 100 years ago on May 26, 1926. He died in 1991 at the age of 65. Iconic actress Marilyn Monroe was born 100 years ago on June 1, 1926. She died in 1962 at the age of 36. Beloved TV star and singer Andy Griffith was born 100 years ago on June 1, 1926. He died in 2012 at the age of 86. Grammy Award-winning singer Tony Bennett was born 100 years ago on August 3, 1926. He died in 2023 at the age of 96. Guitarist, singer, songwriter, and rock and roll pioneer Chuck Berry was born 100 years ago on October 18, 1926. He died in 2017 at the age of 90. Every week in the United States, flags are lowered to half-staff to honor the lives of Americans whose communities are mourning their loss. Here are the most recent half-staff memorial flag honors. Flags in Louisiana have been lowered to honor the memory of the victims of the French Quarter terrorist attack 1 year ago. Flags in Pennsylvania have been lowered to honor the memory of the victims of the explosion and fire that occurred at Silver Lake Nursing Home in Bristol Township. Flags in Delaware have been lowered to honor the memory of State Trooper Matthew T. Ty Snook, who died in the line of duty. Flags in Washington have been lowered to honor the memory of State Trooper Tara Marissa Gooding, who died in the line of duty. Flags in South Dakota have been lowered to honor the memory of former state legislator Orville Orv Smith. Flags in Minnesota have been lowered to honor the memory of firefighter Timothy Burtz of the Harris, Lino Lakes, and St. Paul fire departments, who died in the line of duty. Flags in Wyoming have been lowered to honor the memory of former Superintendent of Public Instruction Judy Catchpole. You can read more about the lives of the people featured in this video on Legacy.com. Follow Legacy.com on Instagram and Facebook, and subscribe to our channel on YouTube to stay up to date on national news deaths.